There's a comforting story we tell ourselves. Manipulation happens to gullible people. Naive people. Not me, I'm too smart for that. I really want to take that comfort away from you gently because it's the exact belief that makes you vulnerable. The research is remarkably consistent on this. High intelligence does not protect you from manipulation. In several specific, well-documented ways, it makes you easier to manipulate. Not because smart people are secretly foolish, because the very machinery that makes you intelligent has blind spots built directly into it. And the people who are good at this have learned exactly where those blind spots lie. Start with the most basic one. Studies in cognitive psychology keep finding the same uncomfortable pattern. The more confident you are in your own intelligence, the less likely you are to slow down and check your reasoning when something feels obvious. Think about how that plays out. A smart person walks into a situation, feels I understand this, and that feeling, I've got it, quietly switches off the careful, effortful checking. And that's precisely the moment to insert something. Manipulation doesn't need you to be stupid. It just needs you to feel certain a little too early. Your confidence does the rest. It closes the door on scrutiny before scrutiny ever got a chance to look. Here's the one I find almost beautiful, in a dark way. Intelligent people are exceptional at rationalizing, at building a clean, logical case for a conclusion after the fact. It's a genuine cognitive gift. But watch how it gets turned around. A skilled manipulator doesn't hand you a full argument. That would invite scrutiny. Instead, they hand you a few suggestive pieces and let your own brilliant mind assemble them into a conclusion. And because you built it yourself, it doesn't feel like manipulation at all. Feels like your own idea. Feels like you reason your way there. That's the trap. The more powerful your reasoning, the more convincing the case it builds for a conclusion that someone else planted 3 sentences ago on purpose. Smart people tend to be deeply empathetic, able to feel their way into someone else's experience. It's one of the most valuable things about them, and it's a wide-open door. The instant someone shows you genuine seeming pain or vulnerability, your empathy fires automatically. And here's the catch: empathy and suspicion physically cannot run at full strength at the same time. The moment you move into "I need to help this person," the part of you that was quietly evaluating them goes quiet. You stop assessing and start protecting. For most of your relationships, that's exactly right and good. But someone who understands this can show you a carefully chosen wound at exactly the right moment, and watch your judgment step aside to make room for your compassion. This technique is built specifically for clever people, and it's almost insulting once you see it. They make things complicated on purpose. They layer in nuance, exceptions, special context, competing interpretations, until your sharp analytical mind happily dives in to untangle it all. And while you're down there, absorbed, doing the satisfying work of solving the puzzle, the actual move is happening somewhere you're not looking. Real complexity deserves real analysis, of course. But here's the tell: notice when things get more confusing, specifically at the moment you ask a direct question. When clarity vanishes exactly when you reach for accountability. Genuine complexity stays put under examination. Manufactured complexity blooms the instant you look straight at it. That timing is the whole signal. And here's the most elegant one: the technique built to use your own self-image as the handle. It works like this. They tie what they want to who you believe you are. You're someone who thinks for themselves. You're not like the sheep who fall for this. You're perceptive, you see what others miss. And now, agreeing with them isn't just agreement. It's proof of your identity. Disagreeing would mean betraying the very self-concept they just flattered. So you comply, and it doesn't feel like compliance at all. It feels like being authentically, admirably you. That's the signature of the most sophisticated manipulation. It never feels like influence. It feels like the truest expression of who you already are. So if intelligence won't save you, what will? One question, asked at the right moment, does more than almost anything else. Before any decision that matters, ask yourself, what would I think about this if I had nothing to gain or lose from the answer? That single question creates distance. Not coldness, distance. And distance is the one thing every technique in this video needs to eliminate to work. Here's the genuinely hopeful part. The same powerful mind that can reason its way into a manipulator's conclusion can reason its way right back out. but only if there's enough space between the trigger and your response to actually use it. So the whole instruction, in the end, is almost embarrassingly simple. Slow down, make the space, then let your intelligence do what it's actually good at. Being smart was never the protection you thought it was. But understanding exactly how your own mind can be turned against you, that's a different kind of intelligence entirely. And it's the kind that actually keeps you safe. One more video to close this series. We pull all of it together, charisma, the triggers, gaslighting, and these blind spots, into the actual practice of staying clear. Not building walls, building clarity. Subscribe. This is Mind.